Hi, my name is Steve Rizzo, Senior Associate in the Business Solutions practice here at GraVoc Associates. We follow the Microsoft Dynamics Sure-Step methodology for our project implementations. The first phase of that would be the diagnostics, where we'll meet with the customer, try and determine what their needs are. What is it that they're trying to accomplish with a solution for their problems? We'll take a look at their network infrastructure to make sure that it is capable of handling any new solutions that they may come up with. The second phase of a project is the analysis phase. This is where the project really gets going. Implementation is started. Again, with the input of the customer and their key stakeholders, we'll determine and finalize a project charter, project plan, a scope, and we'll conclude with a kickoff meeting. This is where all parties, interested parties, will be involved and understand what the scope and timeline of the project is. The next phase of the project is the design phase. This is where we sit down with the customer and examine their business process flows and map it to the software solution that we are providing. We go into much detail as we can, each level, each business process, to determine functional needs. After the analysis phase, we'll be able to determine the fits and gap of the solution. Those gaps will need to be filled with customizations specific to satisfy those requirements. We'll also have to define reports in that segment as well. What reports does the customer need as opposed to what do they always have? We'll also look at third-party integrations. Is this solution, does the existing solution integrate with any other third party that we need to be aware of and integrate going forward? Data conversion. Does the customer want to take legacy data into his new solution? This is key when we need to map all this data into the solution so that business processes flow and expectations are met. The next phase of the project would be the development. This is where we build and test the environment of the new solution for the customer. Included in this are customizations that meet the customer's requirements, any type of data conversion, and third-party integration. All of this is brought into one environment for the customer to test and examine and to make sure that this meets their needs. This is done through a pilot design phase where we'll sit with the customer and walk through each of their business processes, looking at their requirements, making sure that they're met, looking at reports and data integrity. The next phase of the project would be the deployment. This is where we train the end users. We migrate the configuration of the system from the test environment to the live environment, and we bring over data from the legacy system to the new solution. All of this is anticipation of the go live, where we'll meet with the users and again execute each business process, looking for results, expected results, and making sure that the business requirements are met. Once that has been accomplished, the system will be turned over to users for their daily activities and reporting functionality. The last phase of the project would be the operations phase. This is where we look to make sure that everything that the customer had asked for and his expectations have been met. The final knowledge transfer takes place between the project team and the end user's project team as well. The final quality audit is run on the system for performance as well as expected results. This phase will conclude with post-go-live support for a length of time determined by the project team. It is important to remember throughout the project, we have hands-on project management, regular scheduled meetings with the customer, and we chart where milestones are met, gaps exist, issues arise, and risks arise. Each of those risks and issues will be settled with the project management team. All of this is done to ensure that the business requirements of the customer are met in a timely fashion.